It's a happy day, boys and girls. Someone was supposed to show up and do something, and I'm sure there's a legitimate reason they didn't. But it's just one of those things in life. There are a lot of people that have arrested development and mental health issues, unresolved trauma, arrested development, which, by the way, I don't believe, well, I know for a fact science, which is medical doctors will tell you you can't do anything with a malignant narcissist, personality disordered individual, or the passive aggressive. And I'll tell you, I've been in tech hell, and most of the time, I'd say most of the time, I can differentiate when I'm seeing patterns concerning when the rats post. And then you see, there's pattern upon pattern. Okay, think of raindrops hitting a pond, and the rings that come out, and it's like a fish net. Think of it that way. It's all compartmentalized in different departments. So I've been in tech hell. I've had 3 devices that they knew, but they sold them anyway. So I've been dealing with a big corporation that somebody else talked about, and they're a know-it-all. Yeah, they're always smarting off, trying to tell them anything. Yeah, I know. Yeah, see, Nerve Gorilla's got a long list. Now that's freedom to think that you disagree with someone. But there's one thing Nerve Gorilla and I can agree on. That list of fakes. And you're going to have your online handlers, you're going to have your offline handlers. And they're going to go through a cycle. When people tell you, don't worry, they won't hurt you, you can't believe them. It just means that they're coping pretty good. They've got a good setup to where one person's always observing the residents when you're gone, that kind of thing. You're all on the same page. Now, Miss Alchemized that shite. She comes to my channel, like all the other shills, and you see overt and covert, only highly educated people, whether it's because of their work with military or government, or their education level. I use those words, and you get a big bloom, like an algae bloom, right, of fakes. And then you got some person that acts like they have a lot of self-loathing, spewing racial hatred towards white people. You know, what a conflicted person, you know. Really insane behavior. I mean, I'll bet you that person is probably already on that list because they're so dangerous, out of control. Are they real or not? I don't think they are, but that's just my opinion, you know. That's my initial opinion. I haven't checked to see if he's on Nerve's list because I've got so much else going on. It's called a life, boys and girls. That's what it's called. And I can't believe that someone at a major phone carrier, everybody was good except for the compartmentalization. And at the end, that's for you and to me, 5D, whatever. I told him, I said, this is compartmentalization. I said, the government does it. I said, one department doesn't know what the other department's talking about. You only know and can do what your training allows. But out of everybody, most of it was just the way it's set up. Got it resolved. You didn't get it resolved, did you, into me 5D? Because you're a fake. So, I get one person that started to lecture me on the law. Oh, no, 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 she says. Your lawyer. And she was oppositional defiant to top it off. I said, no, you're not qualified to talk to me about the law. Because, one, it's arbitration. You agree to arbitration. Two, and she kept yelling over me. She was a mess. Oh, my goodness. So finally, I let her know. I didn't say anything about litigating for what I'm being put through here. I said, no, but I do know some really excellent tax attorneys who know some other really excellent attorneys. I'm talking about the fact that this is exploitive to your client base. And you seem indifferent. That would be a different kind of legal matter, and they didn't sign a piece of paper for arbitration. So I was busy dealing with her butt hurt. I kept asking for a supervisor, and she wanted to fight. I don't mean argue, fight. She just thought she could yell over me. Oh gosh, no communication skills. You know, control freak. She had to be in control, and she thought she understood the law. Okay, moving along, I got a neighbor that's like that. I got several neighbors that are like that. It's funny. They take psych meds. I can't get into drug treatment because they don't have drug treatment for tobacco and coffee, things like that. So I asked, and I didn't, for some reason I heard no when I tried to get through, and the standard textbook response they're supposed to give you. So set up an appointment with my doctor, and we talked yesterday. Amazing young woman. Amazing. But I asked her, I said, I've got all these neighbors that have morphine pain pumps, and they know they're alcoholics since teenage, never ever gave that stuff up unless they were in rehab, which means I don't mean the rehab for drugs. I mean rehab because your drug problem is so bad you nearly killed yourself. That's the only time she's ever been off alcohol. Another one, he is known, he's a vet, they know he's an alcoholic. Add a bunch of other stuff. That's his business. But see, all this becomes my business when people come to my door and give me crap. And then this other lunatic, and I said, they've all got pain meds. I said, I don't want to go back on opioids. I don't want to do it. And I said, that one cocktail you said you'd write and I'd pay for it, I can afford it. But I don't think mixing barbiturates and opioids, which I don't want to ever go on again, is smart. I said, matter of fact, I don't think I want to take barbiturates at all. Yeah, back in the day, they called them by funny names like Yellow Jacket. I can't remember all of them, but they're very dangerous drugs outside of a hospital setting or if you have a nurse in your home with you. So we resolved what was going on, and I'm going to be just fine. But the world will not necessarily make sense to you if you're legitimate and you may be way ahead of me. Kudos to you if you are. But I've noticed that all of these people that are rats that are getting paid, that have sold their fellow man out for whatever reason, they must call them to like video meetings or something, because there's real big lulls. Now, you're going to have some genuine people in there. They're just busy with life, or they just don't want to post. But when you have that many people and you see that kind of pattern, it's indicative of something. Now, Alchemize that site is talking about, she thinks she's got a cover story that somebody put it on a door handle. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No, I don't think so. See, it doesn't work like that. So you guys are just going to have to work a lot harder. And there's so many on the list right now. Um, it's pretty sad. Why should I help you people? Huh? I already mentioned, if you know something and you could have done something but you don't, then you're an accessory after the fact. Now, there are times like, if we've been admitted to the hospital or we have a family member that needs our help, yeah, I'd say it's wise to prioritize. And we'll see. How's that? Because it's not right for me to be robbed of a beautiful day. There goes a butterfly. You can't see it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just chill out, put some more water in the bird bath, because the really, really tiny birds, they're really stretching to get their neck down there. I think I'll clean it out, fill it with fresh water that's the same temperature as the air. And I think that's a tree coming up. I think my little squirrel friend left me a tree, but I don't think I want to do a bonsai right now, so. And I do think it's a type of maple from across the street that they planted. I'm happy.